To be wearing the jersey means that you're really the best riders at the most important races.
The winner of the World Tour for sure is a complete rider.
You definitely need to be strong, and you also need to be consistent.
You wear this jersey because you are the best of the peloton. The biggest rider will get it at the end of the season.
It was one of the most competitive seasons that women's cycling has ever seen. The fight for the highest accolade, the UCI Women's World Tour Leaders jersey, was fierce. A season-long battle between some of the greatest champions in the sport. Who better then to guide us through the season than this year's Women's World Tour champion, the youth champion, and the four who wore the leader's jersey along the way.
I always dreamt about winning that race because it's a kind of an iconic race, a bit different than the normal because we go on the gravel roads and we are in this beautiful landscape. It was a very exciting final in my opinion because there was this attack from Lucinda and GIRO, and in the end we caught them just at the very final stretch of the race.
I love this race and everyone wants to be there on the highest spot on the podium. It gave me extra motivation for another year. It gave me extra lesson because now I know how to do the final because it's super important, especially the last K.
I went very fast through the last corner, maybe too fast, but sometimes if you don't dare, you don't win. And for me, it was so nice. Siena is a beautiful city, and winning there has a special taste. Of course, when you have the Women's World Tour jersey, you try to defend it. Yeah, I was probably with the worst company ever because I was with Cecchini and Dideriksen. They are so fast.
Amelie is just a great rider. I think it's difficult on the age she has to be a world champion. Winning that one, the race in Drenthe was for her also a big goal. And she just did it also in the jersey, so I think that was a great victory. And for the rest, she showed she's always strong, always motivated. She's so focused every race.
I rolled into the season thinking, to be a sponge and just soak up more experience and knowledge from my European teammates, being my first season in Europe. I think since I was in a position and I had a good opportunity, I don't go down without a fight.
Yeah, that day the whole team just rode like a unit, and I think that was why I was the one ending up on the podium.
I think my win at BINDA was definitely a huge breakthrough, my first World Tour win, and completely unexpected, so it was a great start to the season.
To do a World Tour podium, I mean, it was for me unexpected and also a really big honor to be on the podium because everybody wants to be on a World Tour podium. Lotte Lepisto has had a great season. She's just one of the top sprinters in the world. And it is super intense, to be a sprinter because you need to be there and you need to be in the front at the right moment. And she's also taught me a lot because she also has many years in the game and she knows how to launch a sprint.
There's a top three from the Dallas podium.
Flanders is definitely the biggest cycling one-day race in the world and most prestigious and super hard.
We used to train on those roads. I know them by heart and I can actually go with my closed eyes up to the moor because I did it so many times. Sometimes I stopped at the church to just to give a salute. I liked to be there at the front because for me it's iconic, and I enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed every kilometer of Flanders. The final was so uncertain. We ended up to be with 4, and then they came very close on the Quaremont, and but we gained again time, and in the end at 800 meters, more or less, they caught us. It was thrilling.
Yeah, again, just giving it everything, and turns out I was in disbelief and shocked that I had won, and yeah, I'm not sure what else can top that win. Yeah, I think for everyone on the team too, it was really fun and special, and a lot of emotion and tears of joy, so it was a good time. After winning Flanders, I was in another shock to find out that I was also in the Women's World Tour jersey. So it was special because, again, I never expected any of this to happen, and to be in the magenta jersey, that was a cool feeling.
The highlights of my season were the Ardennes Classics, AMSTEL, FLÈCHE and Liège. I really enjoyed racing there.
Yeah, it was a special week for me. I think it was a special week for the team also, and for the peloton, because the Amstel Gold Race was the first time we had it, and that was nice to have it, to have a big race in Limburg. We were waiting a long time for that, so it finally was there. And yeah, the whole week was a sort of goal for me.
Because I did make a mistake in the sprint, I was in the end very happy to be to share the podium with Kasia Nieuwedoma. Because it was an important race for me, a race in Holland, special, first time Amstel Gold Race, again on the calendar, because it was before. So yeah, that was, I did it here like I was 4th and I was 3rd, so I was very happy to be in the end on the podium.
Also the bulls, they were amazing. Anna and Lizzie, they were both at the same level, so they could play it with me at different cards. So all the time I felt like I'm kind of isolated by them. Even when I attacked super hard and was almost able to drop them, then immediately they chased me down. So it was like, okay, making a small gaps, but it disappeared within like a few seconds.
Of course, you know where the key points are in a race, but it's a bit on instinct when you have to attack, and when moments are there, then you need to take them.
I enjoyed the battle with them. I was happy that I am able to give them like a pain in the legs, I would say, to make a suffer border. And of course, again, no victory for me, and I'm not gonna to hide that my biggest target was a FLÈCHE Wallonne. So like being 3rd in Amstel or Liège was kind of satisfied result for me, but being 3rd on FLÈCHE Wallonne was like really pain in my heart.
Winning all 3 of the races was incredible, and I never expect that it was possible. So yeah, it was a strange feeling, but at the same time nice, because at my new team, for me those victories were the first ones, and yeah, of course incredible to win those 3 in a row.
I took a little bit of sabbatical last winter actually. I trained hard and long, but I think I also needed it to clear up my mind a bit after the Rio Olympics, after a tough season. Nice to have there the jersey as a reward for a really good spring campaign. I think I showed a really consistent results with being 3rd, 4th, 5th, all the time in front.
I got to know Jolien in 2015. Chongming is a perfect race for her because it's totally flat. There is only one bridge categorized as a mountain classification, but that doesn't matter. And there are these big, long finals that they are perfect for Jolien. And yeah, she nailed it. She smashed everyone there. And also she smashed herself in one stage because she went down pretty hard. But she's a tough cookie.
To be at home and racing a World Tour race at home was really fun for me. Hearing my name and having a different kind of fan vibe also made it a really fun race. And then to get the win was also a bit of relief because I did also want to get a win at Tour California. But the girls really made it easy for me. I mean, the lead out was really perfect and made my sprint easy. So I owe it more to them than to the pressure on me to get the job done.
A stage race, a hard stage race, winning by 1 second, that was strange. Also because I had to sprint for the seconds. So actually it was pretty fun and I really needed the team there to do the sprints, and it was totally out of my comfort zone also. Sprinting between the real sprinters was something which was really scary. But in the end also nice to do and to have a new experience. And California on its own, it was beautiful.
The OVO Energy Women's Tour was an amazing race for me because I came there without any expectations, without any thoughts that I want to go for GC, that I want to win their stage or win the race. I was free rider. We were supposed to do a team action, on the small road because of the wind. It was calm road, so I said, okay, let's try to do something. And then I attacked, and on the moment when I looked back and saw that no one is following me, I was like, oh no, what have I done? Why I'm alone here in the middle of nowhere and still 50 Ks to go. And also I didn't hear my sport director in the radio, so I was, I think he's not really happy about my move, but I said, okay, let's continue because I'm too embarrassed to just stop pedaling and get back to the bunch. I had a doubt because of the strong teams behind me, but also I have a faith that I can make it. So at the end I was able to raise my hands and that was unbelievable feeling. Oh my goodness, believe me that I haven't had that painful week. It was just crazy. I would say second stage was more or less okay because I had all team all the time around me, but on the third stage we lost Marianne. And everyone knew that fourth stage is the worst one. It's with a lot of hills and climbs, and all the time something was happening. I left alone in the bunch, so not bunch because it was group of 20 maybe. So at that moment I said to myself, oh, goodbye green jersey, but then always something happened, and then a few of my teammates came back and we were able to secure the jersey. And yeah, in that moment I had a huge relief that okay, it's only criterium in London left, so just I have to be super sharp and focused and we can make it.
The Giro Rosa is a big target for every Italian rider, of course, because it's the biggest stage race that we have in Italy and the biggest stage race that we have on the World Tour calendar.
I think on the second day where I did win the stage, Anna was still wearing the jersey because of the team time trial they did win. But I came close and I showed her to be one of the best climbers in the peloton, and actually that surprised myself. I made a really big mistake in the fourth stage to miss a breakaway. I was a bit too relaxed and only thinking about the day after, about the time trial, that I did win. So with a big advantage, so I'm really proud of that to switch from one disappointment one day and other day win the time trial.
No, it wasn't easy at all. Especially not, I think, because we had the jersey that early. It's not easy to ride in the jersey. The tactics were defending, a lot of defending, and normally we race aggressive, and in this race we just had to follow. In fact, it was getting hotter and hotter every day, so it's always a hard stage race, and also this one, especially because I wear the jersey almost the whole race.
I had an amazing GIRO with one bad day. I'm not super proud of the third place because I know that I was there because of a lost time, because of a stupid mistake. So I will not do it again. I had a little bit of time to relax after Giro d'Italia, what was really intense to go for GC for the first time in my life. And then I thought, like, I'll just see how the course is going. And yeah, I had still the legs of the Giro, so that was the best win from the season. I surprised myself actually to be one of the best climbers, and I showed it last year in the Rio Olympics, and then now I did it again. It's really nice if you can surprise yourself at 34 years old. Maybe I can admit now that I can also climb. Usually before I always was only suffering and following on the climbs, and now I'm attacking myself, so it made me into a different rider. Yeah, I think it was amazing. So yeah, we can really show also that we're with women's cycling, we're really at a high level. I think also the time on the Strava segment of the last 5K, when people started to compare it with the men, did race from eyebrows, because yeah, we showed that we're really fast also like with the girls. It was amazing to ride there with all the audience that was already there, and to have such an epic finish uphill. Yeah, for me, I hope we can repeat it.
We had multiple goals in that race, with Leah going for the intermediate sprints as well. So made it very aggressive and always something to focus on. And yeah, it was a completely hectic and crazy final. And yeah, I'm not really sure where I pulled that sprint out of. I came a little bit far back. Yeah, I don't know, when the line's in front of you and you really want something, you turn yourself inside out, and when your team works hard for you too, it gives you a little extra motivation. To be on the podium with all the girls there after a long, hard day in the rain was really, really a moment to remember.
It kind of felt like a win in WorldTour, but yeah, it was crazy. And the thing with do a podium in a team trial, it's just very special, because you really feel like this was something you did together. And being that close to BOELS Dolmans, which is yeah, as I see it, a really, really good team, was both surprising, and we were all so happy afterwards.
I really enjoyed Sweden because it was like 140 kilometers, but it went by for me like 20 kilometers or so, because all the time something was happening, we have to control this attack, or it was just really interesting race, and that's how I like to race.
Yeah, so at the Ladies Tour of Norway, it was really fun to watch the team race, and Ellen really crushing the competition. She had a great prologue and races throughout all the stages, and I think she could be a sprinter now, personally. But yeah, it was a great fight all the way to the finish of the stage race, and she's been an instrumental teammate throughout the entire season, so really nice to see her stepping up and being a leader there at that race.
It's kind of actually similar, like in UK, I would say. It's like the roads are rolling constantly, and you don't have really big climbs, but also you don't have a flat moment. So there are a lot of opportunities for breakaways, and that's really nice, because then something on the race is happening, and that's what we want.
Opluwe is a big challenge, because it's a bit unpredictable, because it can be a very selective parkour, but it can be also a race that calms down and gets lightened up to the end. I hope for an aggressive race all the time, because for me it's better. And I always liked Opluwe, and I will keep liking it.
That's what I like about the cycling. I would say what I love about cycling too. Be kind of aggressive, to do the things that no one is expected, like to just be in a race, to feel free and not really wait for the final, because it's a really big struggle for me just to wait till the last case and then do the biggest attack. But of course, when you suffer so much, when you give everything and when you feel pain everywhere, like even in your nails, you want to have something in return, like you want to win a race.
Yeah, I'm really happy that a lot of teams are winning now. It makes it more interesting. Also means that more teams are taking responsibility in the races. So it makes it more interesting. Otherwise, last year maybe everyone looked at BOELS if they are winning everything. And now it's like it's more a game, and it's more professional women's cycling with more teams that have interest in going for the victory. And I think that's a really, really good way to develop women's cycling.
I like her determination in the sprint races, because when she targets something, she go full for that. And I really appreciate her as a rider. I have so much respect for her. Working for her is always a pleasure, because most of the time she wins, so.
Of course, it's really nice to win the World Tour. I mean, it means you're constant the whole season, and I missed some races in the beginning, but still to win the World Tour, yeah, is great, and I'm really happy with that.
I'm super happy to win the Women's World Tour Youth Jersey. I've had really a lot of success that I didn't expect, and also from my first year as a pro cyclist. Well, it's crazy, and at the same time, you know, amazing. I'm super proud, and it's been an honor to wear it this season.
That's all for this episode. Join us next time on inCycle, but until then, keep up to date with us on social media.